recorded in the studios of Laugh Out Lounge in downtown Winter Haven. Everybody put your hands together for the Eric and Mike podcast.
We're here, and we made it, and we're doing episode 6 now. This is number 6, sir.
Wow, half dozen in the books.
Half dozen in the books. We got a big live show coming up on March 4th, which tickets are already flying off the shelves.
Oh, great, good.
Yeah, so if you haven't gotten those, it's a completely free show. All you got to do is head to winterhavenlol.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
Which we now have our own Facebook and Instagram page. Yes, we're a baby podcast. We're just babies. We just got our own Facebook and Instagram. Just look for the Eric and Mike podcast. And right now, I don't know. Have you been watching all the reels?
Oh yeah, they're great.
They're coming out great. The audio's great. The quality, the video's great. So go and check those out. They're super funny, and know that that's what it's like if you come to a live recording. So if you're listening to this right now, get your tickets for the March 4th live taping at Laugh Out Lounge.
And you can get in touch with us if you would like at ericandmikepodcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely. So what's new in the world of Eric Michaels? Anything fascinating to report?
Fascinating? No.
No?
No,
No?
not fascinating at all.
I'm trying to think. There was something that I wanted to tell you, but we got caught up in our conversation before we started recording, and now I can't think of what it was.
Aw.
But I've been, again, I just can't explain enough how I don't know how I ran a comedy club before while I was doing a full-time job in the radio, because it's a lot of work. So basically that's what I've been focusing on. So there's not a whole lot new. Oh, I did. I think I remember now. I did. So we're poor now, and that means that Daddy has to mow his own lawn again.
Oh,
yeah. So I went and I got my lawnmower and my weed eater and my blower out, and so I hadn't run that stuff in like 2 years. You know, it was like, you remember when I first got the guy? We talked about it on the show. And I was so excited because it was like, holy moly, look at all this free time I have on the weekends. I don't have to spend, 2 hours of my day mowing and edging and pulling weeds. And so now, so at that point anyway, the lawnmower and everything sat in the garage or the shed and just basically deteriorated. I pulled it out. I tried to start up the weed eater, and the fuel hose broke. Like, it snapped. It snapped just from the pressure. And I mean the fuel hose, not even the string that I pull. That stayed intact. But the hose that goes from the gas tank into the carburetor just snapped.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, wow. Like, no flexibility. It was like, paper or whatever, like ceramic. Yeah. So anyway, I got that all fixed, and I feel like now I'm a small engine repairman.
Sure.
Obviously, now that I've done it once, I'm an expert.
Add that to the list of things you can do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna now I'm going to. But you know what the difference is? So you buy a lawnmower, what, $300 for a cheapo?
Sure.
Like a brand new cheapo. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can find one on Marketplace, I'm sure, for $25. But you get a brand new lawnmower, and it's $300. And then whenever something like a carburetor goes out, gets all messed up because you've been letting it sit too long, you think, damn it, I'm going to have to buy a new lawnmower. You know how much that thing was?
No, what?
$17.
The carburetor?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
$17 on Amazon. I got it the next day. Took me about 20 minutes to figure it out the first time.
Okay.
And then once I realized how easy it was literally 2 screws.
Oh, wow.
And then, yeah. And then now I do running the new gas hose was the biggest pain in the rear, but it wasn't that difficult. Anyway, it took me about 20 minutes. And then once I did that, I was like, well, I might as well just go ahead and do that for the weed eater and the blower as well. So I think at the end of the day, I spent less than $50 and all 3 of them up and running at full like they're brand new.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
How about
I'm
that?
telling you, man.
He's Mr.
Oh, that's not the right.
Mr. Handy Dandy Fix-It Man right there.
I'm just telling, like, sometimes, you go to do something, and we've talked about this many times in the past, that you try to fix something yourself and it ends up being more expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because you screw it up or you break something else or whatever. This was one of those where I got it. I win.
Good
I win
job.
this one. Yeah, I win this one.
That's a victory.
Sure. It's a huge victory.
First time in what? 10, 15, 20 years?
Yeah, 1 out of 20 ain't bad.
Give or take,
1 out of 20 attempts.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Sure.
It's fine.
Well, good for you. That's awesome.
But nothing exciting in the world of Eric Michaels, huh? How are things going in the events world downtown Lakeland?
Yeah, you know.
Wow.
No, it's very, very busy, and there's a phrase that we use: "drinking from a fire hose."
Okay.
And that's how I kind of feel, because I'm trying to pick up the way they've been doing things for the past 20 years,
Right.
while they're still doing it for new events coming up.
I understand.
You know?
Yeah.
So they don't really have time to stop down and say, this is why we're doing this, and this is how you do that.
I understand.
So they're kind of spoon-feeding me on some of the stuff as we go along. But
That's the hardest part about taking over in a position that you feel like you already know how to do it, but you have to learn their way of doing it.
yeah.
That's the hardest part, because immediately you want to come in and go, I'm changing everything.
Right.
And when you do that, bad things happen later down,
Yes.
down the line.
Yeah.
We know from experience. But I'm just saying, it's like it's so hard to swallow that pride, I guess, if that's the right word.
Yeah.
To go, okay, I'm going to shut up and learn for the first however long, 6 months, a year.
Yeah.
And then that way, once you feel like, because you have to establish that you can do it their way, and then they
Yes.
start respecting you as being able to run it that way.
Yes.
And then you can start incorporating ideas of your own.
Correct.
And that's a hard lesson for anybody to learn.
Fortunately, my boss understands all of this, and she has just said, watch and learn,
Right,
basically.
yeah. Oh, that's good.
So I
That's
have,
good.
I've been very fortunate in that
But
aspect.
between you, me, and the one person who listens to this podcast,
Right, yeah.
How many times in your head have you gone, oh, God, I could do that. I could do that so much better.
No.
No? Really?
What I've done is go, holy guacamole, what did I get myself into?
I can understand that.
Yeah, because my boss has been doing this for 15, 20 years, and it's like the back of her hand.
Right.
And she has formulas and steps and everything
Oh, I
in
see.
order
Yeah.
to keep, when we would do an event, we would have one or two moving parts with it, up to 5, let's say.
Sure.
She has, on any given outdoor event, 150 plus moving parts. So that's all the vendors and then all of the staff that's coming in and everything. So that's what I'm trying to.
Yeah. You're going to be having to field questions from a lot of people
Oh,
that
sure.
you don't know,
Yeah.
that you're going to have to get to know. And
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Holy moly.
Yep.
Sounds fun.
It can be.
Yeah, I'm sure. Have you had an actual event that you had to be at yet?
Oh, yeah, all of
Yeah.
them. I've been at all of them.
Well, I don't know what they are. What
Okay,
are some?
I was at the First Friday event. I've been to the Farmers Market twice. Then we just had a Valentine night market that was on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night was a thing called Tasty Tuesday.
Oh, nice. What's Tasty Tuesday?
It's
That's a new one since I've been in Lakeland.
It's very cool. You go, you stop by the downtown Lakeland office, and for $25 you get a packet of coupons. You get 10 of them, and then as many as 24 different restaurants in downtown have samples valued at $2.50 each.
Oh, nice.
And so, like, I went to Palace Pizza and got a bowl of Alfredo chicken and broccoli and a roll. And then I went across the street to Bedrock's and got some chicken wings.
Oh,
Got
okay.
2 chicken wings. You can go to other places and get beer. You can get drinks like at Molly's and at the Loft.
Sure, yeah.
And it's last night we had 15 different businesses that you could go and
Oh,
visit.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, and you pay $25 for that as a ticket or
Yes,
whatever.
right, yeah.
So it sounds similar to the stuff that they do here. And it is the Downtown Lakeland Partnership is what puts those events on.
Yeah.
So there's no Main Street Lakeland.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So here it's Main Street Winter Haven, just like there's a Main Street Bartow and all that. And they do similar things where you pay a specific ticket price.
Yeah.
And then you go around to all the businesses and sample things.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a predetermined pub crawl type thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But you get a map and you can go to all of the places and they'll number them and show you where they are on the map, and you can go in any order that you want. And
Oh, okay.
Jimmy John's, you got like half a sandwich.
How many
It's pretty good.
tickets did you sell?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't
don't
handle
know?
that. I didn't handle that part.
Oh no, no. Aren't you the coordinator? Aren't you supposed to know these things?
I'm watching. I did
you're
sell
still
some
learning.
tickets.
Yeah.
I did sell some tickets, but the total number of participants or people that we had attended, I don't know those numbers.
I know that whenever we do things like that, they'll do like a wine and cheese down here in downtown Winter Haven, and it'll be 500-600 people. Sometimes even I think they've had as many as 12 to 1,400. For
Wow,
some
that's
events. It'll be packed down here, like people just walking around, and they'll do like themed. So like if they're doing it, it's we're doing the wine and cheese thing, and we're doing 60s groovy. And so you'll see all these old ladies with their little wine sample glasses, and they're all like decked out like hippies. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's a
Cool.
lot of fun. Yeah.
Cool.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, that's good. I mean, at least
have
you're
to steal that.
yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm just. What?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't
Sorry.
care.
Yeah.
I don't run Main Street. But no, it's a fun thing. So that's cool that you have that going on. Well,
Yeah.
Kudos to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I did have to break up my first fight.
Oh no!
So that
like
was fun.
between employees
two vendors.
Oh wow!
They were bickering, and it was the classic. That music's too loud. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Snippy,
God.
snippy, and
Yeah.
So I had to go and make peacemaker between.
Loud music seems to be a running theme between arguments at events.
Sure.
The music is too loud.
Yep.
Well, we have to have it loud so that the people I do trivia nights, and the music will be too loud. Somebody will complain that the music is too loud, and I'm like, that's because you're sitting. You chose to sit right in front of the speaker.
Yeah.
You see how big this room is? There's people in the back. They can't hear me.
Right.
So I have to turn it up. If you're going to sit there, that's your fault. Now, in the vendor situation, I'm sure they were assigned that lot.
They were assigned.
Yeah, so it's a different thing.
But I went to it was live music, and it was a saxophone player that played with a track. And they were very cooperative. They turned down. They moved their speaker to an angle so it would deflect away. But the vendor was just upset.
Being a little, just in that position. I understand.
Yeah. So,
well, that's good that you're getting your feet underneath you, I guess, as an event coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot of fun. There are aspects of it I absolutely love. So.
Well, hey, we were talking about the social media pages that you can follow now. Look for Eric and Mike Podcasts on Facebook and Instagram. I did not start a TikTok, people. I'm just not going to do it. I can't. And I know Eric ain't going to go on there and do it, right?
Yeah.
But did you see
it's
this?
made in China.
Yeah. Did you see that Instagram is testing something I think that you and I have talked about they need forever, a dislike button.
Oh, that's fantastic.
They're saying it could actually be a good thing. They claim it's a private downvote to signal that you don't like something. It's targeted at the comments, not necessarily people's posts.
Oh, okay.
So no one will see that you disliked it. So the public won't see that it was disliked. Mm-hmm. But if you were to say something and I disliked it, you would get a notification that Mike disliked your comment.
Oh.
Essentially is how it's going to work. There's an executive that says this is a test. Eventually, we may integrate this signal into comments ranking to de-emphasize disliked comments. That's the one part that I'm not sure I'm going to like, because that to me starts verging on that censorship line. So if you post something that roses are the best smelling flowers, and I come on and say, no, man, it's tulips, and anybody who thinks roses are the best are obviously idiots. Now, I'm an idiot for just posting that, right?
Sure, right, yeah.
But my comment shouldn't be de-emphasized. Let people dislike it, or let the tulip lovers come out and support it. But if you start so what they're saying is, I don't know if you've noticed this on social media. I know you're not a big social media guy. But if you go on social media and you look at a post and look at the comments, you'll notice there's a section now, especially on Facebook, that has been added that says most relevant,
yes,
or all comments, or whatever. So when they say it's going to be de-emphasized, then that would assume I'm assuming that means when it's selected as most relevant, you're not going to see the ones that people disliked. So, and I'm using the roses versus the tulips as a very simple example, but you can see extreme examples where somebody might come out and say, ivermectin is the best medicine for COVID, and somebody else comes back with no, it's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Drink
and then
bleach.
suddenly it gets just use bleach. But it gets suddenly it can get very political, is what I'm saying.
Well, sure it can, and it will. I'm curious though. This comment from this executive. Eventually, we may integrate this signal into comments ranking to de-emphasize dislike comments.
Right.
So I'm curious if what they're trying to say is, if you can dislike a comment, hopefully the negative comments will cease.
Well, I mean, you'll cease to see them for sure because they're going to be de-emphasized. So, like, if somebody disagrees with, I'm thinking definitely more on a political level. Like, let's say the Kendrick Lamar halftime show.
Okay.
Somebody posts, this was the most influential. If it just went over your head, if you didn't get it, you're wrong. And this is why Kendrick Lamar is the greatest. Blah blah blah. And then somebody else comes back and just says, I thought it sucked because I don't know who this guy is and I didn't get the message. Now, if people start disliking that comment, then that comment disappears, and then all of a sudden there's no room for, you're creating essentially what I call an echo chamber, where your post is now only meant for the people who agree with it, and anybody who disagrees with it
I see what you're saying.
gets de-emphasized. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I don't like.
Yeah, I can absolutely understand that.
Especially on political posts or things like that. Now, if it's just, hey, I had a great time with my niece, and you come on and go, your niece is ugly.
Yeah.
Then I would be like, yeah, get rid of that damn comment.
Sure,
You know what
right,
I mean?
yeah, I get that.
But like I'm talking about more important things, especially maybe news releases or anything like that, where suddenly it becomes very close to censorship. That's what I'm getting to.
I didn't realize that Meta, which is Instagram and Facebook's
Right.
mommy and daddy,
Yeah, and
they've
WhatsApp.
tried this evidently a few times.
Oh, did they?
And they've come and it's gone without sticking around, they
Ah.
say. Tried similar things on Facebook. I don't remember it, but
I remember like YouTube. I think YouTube still has a dislike button.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can vote thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up and thumbs down.
Yeah.
You know, I missed that on like Netflix. Just the streaming apps, being able to thumbs up a movie and then
Yeah.
get recommended more movies like that,
Right,
or
yeah.
thumbs down a movie so that it would stop. Now it's just, did you enjoy this or what? You know what I
Right,
mean?
yes,
It's like,
yeah.
I like seeing how many people liked it versus how many people didn't like it. I like seeing that number when it comes to movies and things like that, so that I know, everybody loves this movie, I've got to watch it. Or, oh boy, that movie, the preview made it look good, but everybody hates it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like the movie I watched the other night called Zombievers.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, are we talking the animal, or was
Yes.
this like a zombie stripper movie?
No, it was the zombie the animal movie.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And if they bit you, then you turned into a beaver.
Yeah.
But it got
My
4 out of
God.
5. Yeah, but it got 4 out of 5 stars according to whatever streaming
it was,
service I
yeah.
was watching on, and I would much rather have known in advance before I wasted my time.
Well, Zombievers, I automatically, especially if it's dealing with zombie beavers, I would automatically go, okay, this is a B horror movie. So
yeah.
if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
really into these kind of movies just for the sheer entertainment factor of ha ha ha, this is so bad, then you might enjoy it. But if you're looking for a good movie, you're definitely looking. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Well, there are movies, as you know, that are so bad they're great.
Right.
But that's a really fine line, and then
Oh, for sure.
sometimes they're so bad they kick over into the oh my god it's horrible ranking.
Yeah.
And for me personally, Zombievers was one of those.
Was
that
one of them. Yeah.
ranked,
yeah.
to just jump the beaver carcass.
Back to this real quick before we move on. Yeah, I wish that they would add more reactions, because right now you only have the like, love, ha ha ha, sad or care, sad, and angry. I want the eye roll.
True, that'd be
I want
good.
the eye roll reaction so bad.
Or facepalm.
Or face palm.
Right,
I know
yeah.
that you can do that in the comments, but it's not nearly as good as seeing, 500 people liked it, 200 people loved it, and 750 people rolled their eyes at it.
Yeah.
I think that
would be great.
That would be so much better. I want an eye roll reaction so bad.
Love it. Absolutely love it. There's a thread on social media where
Yeah.
people are talking about things people underestimate.
Okay.
but are actually extremely hard to do, or at least do well.
Okay.
For example, number one, they say, is driving.
I mean, I guess, yes, if you think about it, if you really think about it, driving is a difficult thing. It does take a lot of hand-eye coordination.
Yes.
You got to think about a lot of things at once. So I can see
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least you should be doing that.
Right. At least you should be thinking about
Yes.
a lot of things at once.
Things like parking also. I've gotten very good at parallel parking in
Because
downtown.
you're working downtown now.
Oh, yeah. I'm very good at it now.
Using that backup camera, are you?
Oh, you bet.
Dude, I can park anything. I can park my truck in a space that's meant for a Taurus.
I understand.
It
Yes.
says compact car. Meh.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Hold my beer. Other things that seem kind of easy but are actually rather hard to do, substitute teaching. I would never substitute
I was
teach.
just about to ask you, would you ever? And
Never.
I don't think I have thought many times that I would love to go and you know how if you've been in the industry for long enough, they'll just invite you to mentor a class or maybe
Sure.
speak
Yeah.
in front of other radio professionals or other people hoping to be a radio professional, or in my case, theater or acting and comedy. I think I would love to do that, where we have a featured guest this week and he's going to be discussing A, B, and C topics. But going in on a random Tuesday because Miss Jones is sick,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And you, on Tuesday, you're teaching advanced calculus, and
Right.
then on Wednesday, you're teaching remedial reading. Yeah. I
All of my teacher friends, especially Devin, you know Devin.
yeah, sure.
That's we're teaching advanced calculus today. Well, here's a movie called Good Will Hunting.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, exactly.
That sort of thing.
Right.
You know, we're doing science. Oh, look at this. It's a beautiful mind. Enjoy. Yeah. I'll watch A Beautiful Mind 5 times in a day for each period that rolls through.
Here's an episode of Bill Nye for you, kids.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, have you ever heard of the Big Bang Theory?
Right. Yeah. Let's take a look. They also say home cooking and creating a new recipe.
Yes, that is one that takes time. You and I both know that.
Yep. Making a sandwich. A toddler can make a sandwich, but seriously, toddler-made sandwiches are pretty disgusting.
I would assume so, yes. And I think sandwich making is a little bit ridiculous. That's all preference. I mean, up to this
okay.
point, I actually
Yeah.
kind of agreed with this list. Now I'm seeing where they're going, and it's
Yeah.
starting to get a little ridiculous.
Well, the number 5 is starting and running a business.
Ooh, yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me running this club, I wouldn't have been able to do it had I just literally just gone on my own. Mm-hmm. Luckily, I had partners who ran a very successful bar down the road who got me rolling.
Sure.
And
yeah.
now I know basically the ins and outs, but I'm still learning a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's not easy. It's not just like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open a comedy club.
Yeah.
And then it just
I got
happens.
friends.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to start a catering business right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, and that's a pain in my rear.
I bet.
But that one, because I kind of know like the licenses and everything that's involved with this,
Sure.
I know what to look for in that, and so I'm able to at least navigate that. If it weren't for doing this previously, it would be almost impossible. It's very difficult to figure out everything that you have to have, all your ducks in a row, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. It's when I got into the whole real estate thing.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody told me how much money I was going to be spending.
How's that going, by the way?
I gave up my license.
Really? You gave up your license?
Well, I transferred my license from a brokerage into a reference firm.
Okay.
Which means if you come to me and you say, hey, I'm looking for a house,
Yeah.
I can say, hey, okay, tell me what you need. You tell me a few details. Oh, I got the perfect person for you. And then I connect you with a realtor.
So
and
I
then-
can't even buy a house through you now?
And that realtor gives me
Right.
a slice of the pie when they
Yeah,
sell
but
it.
what if I want to work with you?
I'd have to put my license back into a brokerage, which means I'm going to have to pay the brokerage to join it and all this other stuff.
Wow. Holy moly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know. I remember you saying that you transferred it to a reference thing, but I
Yeah.
didn't realize that meant you could not ever sell a house again.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
I still have access to listings and stuff like that. I
Real
can do
estate
that.
sucks.
It does.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. Other things real quickly include fast food register worker. I can see that.
Okay, yes.
Being able to give good instructions.
Yeah.
Anything that involves dealing with a random bunch of people.
Hey, you know that one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dancing, singing, public speaking. Yes. Let's talk about public speaking.
What's wrong with public speaking? To me, that's an easy one.
It is.
Yeah.
For us.
Right.
Not Joe average person.
Well, that's true. I mean, I've learned that definitely over the years. Not
And-
everybody is just as relaxed on stage as you and I are.
Right. And no one understands how long a minute is,
Yes.
except for those of us that have done the public speaking. Because we will go to an event and they will say, we'll just talk for like 10 minutes. Really? About what?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's so funny because that translates into the comedy world as well. You know, people will go, oh, yeah, I could do 5 minutes. When they're first starting out, I can do 5 minutes, no problem.
Right.
And then they'll come to their first open mic expecting you to, do 5 minutes, and they've written down their jokes. And then they come off stage and they're like, man, that seemed to go, that went great, whatever. And I was like, yeah, you did 2.5 minutes. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then they start putting their jokes together. And now if you want to host, there's a 10-minute requirement. And people struggle to get to that first solid 10 minutes.
Sure.
And then from there, the feature length set is anywhere from 20 to 30. And you want to talk about really, like, now you've really got to have some material.
Right.
You've got to fill almost a half hour. And then you get to a headliner spot. You've got to be able to hold people's attentions for 45 minutes to an hour and have, their full attention and have them laughing and wanting more at the end of that hour.
Mm-hmm.
And that ain't easy.
No.
It is a hard thing to do. But back to what you were saying about just talk for 10 minutes. To me, that was probably the funniest thing whenever you and I would get to an event and they would have it all timed out. Okay, from 12 to 10, Eric and Mike are going to thank the sponsors. Or 12 to 12:10, I mean.
Yeah.
12 to 12:10, Eric and Mike are going to thank the sponsors. And we're like, you realize it takes 30 seconds to thank the sponsors. What do you want us to do for the other 9.5 minutes?
Yep. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. I will say, you were talking about the comedy thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I underestimate, or I'm now underestimating,
Yeah.
or misestimating. When I did the last Mike and Friends thing,
Yeah.
and you lit me up at 10 minutes, I still had more, and it was like, oh crap, I gotta end. Yeah. So I went in the subject I was on. I just grabbed the big laugh joke, did that, and then said thank you very much. But it was like, oh man, that was it. That's all I got.
That's funny because what that means is that you're getting to that point where you're ready to do more time. Because that's the way it works in the world of comedy. And now you have a big advantage, and so did I when I started. That one, I had been doing comedy forever. You've been doing radio forever and public speaking forever. Mm-hmm. So you have a huge advantage over the guy who works at Taco Bell, hates his job, hates his life, and wants to try stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
They're doing this for the first time. They don't understand comedic timing. Mm-hmm. So for you, the path is a little more accelerated because you've done it, 4 or 5 times now, somewhere in there? Yeah. And you're already ready to do more than 10 minutes. You're but that's not the normal. That's not the normal thing. Some people will work for a year and a half before they have a solid 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Come to an open mic night one night.
Yeah.
Please. You'll feel so good about yourself.
It's like going to Walmart.
Yeah.
Instantly feel rich and thin.
And that's nothing against anybody who's at the open mic who's listening to this by any chance, but I'm just saying, like, it takes a lot of people more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yes.
That I'm a horrible speller.
I know. I know. I didn't look at this list either.
Okay.
So if you would rather quiz me, you can.
All right.
But I was going to quiz you because I thought it would be funnier because you're probably going to be horrible at it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So
that's fine.
There is all of this is really social media related today, but someone is on the internet, has asked the internet, what is the one word that you can never spell correctly? And some of these responses they're saying are relatable. Here are some. I'm going to quiz you. You tell me if you can spell these words.
Okay.
We'll start with the word. It's number 15 on the list, privilege. How do you spell privilege, Eric?
P-E-R-V.
Nope.
Okay.
Boy.
P-R-E? P-R-I?
P-R-I. Yeah, okay. Privilege.
Livage.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Wow.
Privilege. Privilege.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try something a little less hard.
No.
Seize, like they seize. They have a cocaine seizure. You know, they seized the cocaine.
Isn't that like
Seize.
CESE or CEAS or something like that?
Now, are you doing this on purpose?
No,
is this a bit?
I honestly don't.
Okay.
No.
Seize. SEIZE. Seize.
What the hell?
Yeah, they seize your things. Okay, try something a little bit. Okay, now this one gets me every time, and I know it's going to get you. And if it doesn't, I'm going to be disappointed in myself. Accommodate.
Oh, geez. ACCOM. EDANT.
Oh no, accommodate.
Oh, there's an O.
Yeah, accommodate. ACCO, and you had the ACCOM actually.
Yeah.
But what you got to remember, there's 2 C's and then there's 2 M's. Accommodate. DATE. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Here's one that I would never be able to spell. Boutonniere.
Yeah, that's
a French word.
yeah, it's BOU. TIENER or RE rather.
Oh, you're very close with the RE at the end and the BOUT, but it's BOUTONNIERE. And I know that anyone who's listening to this right now cannot spell it either.
Jesus.
Nobody knows how to spell boutonniere.
Right.
In fact, the person who submitted this says, I can never spell boutonniere and I'm a wedding photographer. One more, and this one is one that you see everywhere. Maintenance.
MAINTENENCE.
Oh, you were so close.
ANCE.
ANCE.
Yeah.
We'll give it to him, judges. Let's give him one.
Convenience or convenient.
Convenience is on here.
Oh, I can't do convenience
I have
to save
to
myself.
remind myself how to spell it. I pronounce it convenience so that I remember it's CONVENIENCE.
Oh, wow.
There's an I in there, convenience.
Well, I do that with conscience.
Conscience, yeah. There's all kinds of little tricks. Other words on this list that are hard, we won't make you spell them.
Thank you.
Occasionally, necessary. I always forget if there's 2 C's, but there's only 1 C. 1 C, 2 S's. Convenience was number 3 on the list, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Diarrhea.
Cha-cha-cha.
I never find myself. I very rarely find myself in an instance where I have to spell diarrhea, but it is one of those words that is so hard. Refrigerator is on there, mostly due to the D from fridge.
Fridge.
And there is no D in the word for refrigerator.
Restaurant will stumble me.
Yeah, restaurant. That's another one where I pronounce it so that I can spell it. Restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that way I can remember to do that.
Sure.
But yeah, those are the words that are hard to spell.
Ugh.
If you have a word, call now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Email us and we'll tell you whether we can spell it or not.
Yeah, email us with the word.
Thank
That's
God that there's
fantastic.
spell check. I tell you that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Awful.
What time is it now? Where are we at here? Oh, it's time for animal stories.
Yes, it's
Oh,
time for
boy.
the world-renowned, one and only Animal Stories 2.0, exclusively here on the Eric and Mike podcast.
Okay.
Settle down, Yippee. A possum, which is another word that's difficult to spell.
Opossum.
Opossum, was treated at a Nebraska animal hospital after wandering into a family's backyard and gorging itself on an entire chocolate mousse cake from Costco.
Wow.
People are posting online that this was their spirit animal.
Yeah. Oh, there he is now enjoying some chocolate
Wow.
cake.
Get it. You get it, possum.
I love that people are saying that's my spirit animal. Oh, yeah. I would totally do that.
Chocolate mousse cake from Costco does sound kind of good.
I thought, don't possums eat like insects?
I think so.
Yeah. What
But
are
aren't
they
they-
doing getting into the chocolate mousse cake?
Aren't they the goat of the animal world? They'll eat anything.
Oh, I don't know. I'm possibly.
Well, raccoons are that way.
Sure, they're garbage. I mean,
Yeah,
the
trash pandas.
Trash panda, yeah.
As they're called. Yeah.
Our dogs have recently developed a sweet tooth.
Oh,
I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently dogs do like the occasional sweet treat.
Mm-hmm.
And ours now, whenever we have a cook, because we don't eat a lot of sweets at the house, but like
Right.
we'll get a bag of cookies and it'll last a month.
okay.
But but whenever we do, we go grab a couple, and the dog will sit right there. Nelson specifically will sit right there and look at you, and it's like, Nelson, you want a cookie? You know, like a Chips Ahoy cookie.
Sure.
And they're perfect little crunchy dog treats. So
Yeah.
here you go. He will eat 7 of them if you allow him to.
Oh, good gravy.
Oh yeah. Now, obviously, chocolate's not good for dogs. You know, in moderation, I believe you can let him have it. But yeah, anything sweet. I mean, we were having ice cream the other night, and he was sitting there. I want some ice cream. You give him a little bit, he'll lick it off the spoon.
Yeah.
You have to go get a new spoon after that.
Sure.
But
you let him clean the bowl
yeah, exactly.
when you're done, and then you could just put the bowl back because it's nice and clean.
Yeah, exactly.
Ew. Bugs, rats, and neutered cats.
Yeah.
Bugs and rats and neutered cats. You can name them now after your ex. It's a big trend for Valentine's Day this year. Yeah, the idea caught on fire a while back. Raises a lot of money for shelters, zoos, and other great causes. The New York Post did a roundup of them. One bird rescue in Alaska ran a promo called Love Hurts,
Okay.
where you could name a rat after your ex and have a bird eat it for $100.
Wow.
Hilarious.
Oh, here's the sad part. That raised $18,000.
18,000?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people paying $100. Now, we talked about this on episode 4, our last live taping, about the who was it? The Kevin Can Wait Animal Clinic, who did that same thing with neutering the cats.
Yes, right. Yeah.
I'm very curious now how much they raised. If this raised, because that was only $25 if I remember right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So if this was $100 and they raised 18,000, I can only imagine there would be more people willing to pay $25. You see what I'm saying? I'm not willing to pay $100.
18,000.
Well, it's 1,800
That's
people.
1,800 people?
Yeah, 1,800 people that paid $100. So I can imagine that there's way more than that would be willing to pay $25.
I didn't know that there was 1,800 people in Alaska,
Yeah, good point.
much less having a breakup.
I wonder if they like videoed it. I mean, you have to, right?
Yeah.
A bird rescue place in Alaska. You would name your rat after an ex and have a bird eat it. Wow.
I wonder if
What
I
kind
was
of birds are they?
any sort of raptor, like an eagle,
An eagle or yeah.
osprey would, yeah.
Yeah. That would be awesome. I could see why people would pay $100 for that now.
I wonder if my ex did that this past Valentine's.
I can call her and find out.
Oh, yeah, okay. Get on that. I'm dying to know. I wonder if they would contact the ex.
And let them know?
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope not.
Yeah, but you could turn it into a bidding war. So
Ooh,
if
good idea.
if this place called you and said, "Yeah, Mike, your ex has offered $100 for a rat to be eaten by a bird.
Right.
However, you could save that rat for $200."
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
I would be like, let the bitch eat the rat. I don't care. but yeah, I think that's a fun thing. Which, by the way, reminds me of something else that we need to be promoting is the Roar Golf Tournament.
Oh, yeah?
Coming up on March 14th. You and I are doing the Heckle Hole.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I am so looking forward to that. You'll have to go to Roar, Florida. That's Roar, like a lion roar, ROAR, and look for their big golf tournament that's coming up on March 14th. Apparently, registration is actually filling up pretty quick.
Oh, great.
So if you want to be a part of that, and Eric and I and a few of our roaster comedians are going to be out there on one of the holes, and our job is going to be to heckle you. Mm-hmm. And you can, like other charity golf tournaments, you can pay us to not heckle you, or you can do one better and you can pay us a little bit more and we'll heckle the team of your choice. Like if you have the people behind you, you want us to mess with them.
Sure, right.
And one of the ideas was, you know how you go to a dueling pianos?
Yeah.
And if you remember, you go to a Dueling Pianos, they usually have like a chalkboard up there, and it'll say Chicago Bears are the greatest football team ever.
Okay.
And then somebody comes in and they're Eagles fan, and they're like, that's crap. I don't want that up there. And they'll go, well, he paid $5, so you got to pay us $10 if you want to change it. So we're going to do the same thing with them.
Okay.
So you can pay us to not heckle you. That's one option.
Sure. Yeah.
Or you can pay us to heckle another team. And then whenever they come through, they can up it.
Okay.
And then we'll not heckle them and heckle the next. You see what I'm saying?
I
and
do.
on and
Yeah.
so forth. And that's how we're going to help them raise money, which is going to be pretty awesome. Raising money for, I believe it's mentally handicapped
Correct.
individuals
Yes.
in Polk County. So very cool event. Go and check out the Roar.
That'll be fun.
Coming up on March 14th.
I'll have to brush up on my insults.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just going to go out there and have a good time. I'm sure we'll find something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Look at this dad bod.
Yeah. We've got 2 roast comedians coming with us, so it's going to be.
yeah.
We can let them do the heavy lifting. Eric, did you have a good morning today?
Yeah. This morning was actually fairly decent.
Pretty good?
I got some decent sleep last night.
Well,
yeah.
if you're one of those people who thought that you had a bad morning, have we got news for you? It was not nearly as bad as this guy who's going viral right now for how his morning went from a bad, horrific morning to a terrible, god-awful, oh my God, why am I even here living on this earth morning?
Oh, Jesus.
It all happened within about 60 seconds. He said he had a late night and needed to get up early, so he was exhausted when his alarm went off at 8 a.m. He fumbled with his phone trying to hit the snooze alarm.
Gotcha.
Which we've all done that before. And in the process, he hit the power button 5 times, which if you happen to own a Google Pixel phone, apparently hitting the power button over and over again sends off an emergency SOS.
Oh, good Lord.
So now your alarm starts blaring to notify people. And on top of that, it notifies 911, calls 911, and sends emergency texts and images to your selected emergency contacts. So, like, if I'm tied up in a trunk
Yes.
and I hit the power button 5 times, I can send a picture of myself, with a gag and tape over my eyes or whatever it may be. And you'll see that this is a serious thing and you'll notify the police, right? Or whatever. So this is like some safety feature, which seems like major overkill to me. But this guy did it on accident, fumbling with his phone. Apparently, he said, oh no, emergency services are going to come and my friends are going to be scared. He canceled everything, but then he started getting texts from his friends. Here's where it gets a little bit worse. They were saying that they had sent photos and videos of him from his bed because he was lying in bed when all this was going down. Apparently, there's a feature on the phone that sends the images when an emergency is triggered. The problem is he was sleeping nude.
Oh, God.
Yep. He's sleeping naked. So 12 emergency contacts were sent images of him nude in bed, including his junk out. Yeah. Major fail.
That's amazing.
Apparently, he's taking it all in stride, though, with a good sense of humor. Nobody was upset or offended. My embarrassment just gave everyone a jolly start to their day. And by that, I assume this happened in the UK. A jolly start to their day. Yeah.
Oh, man.
In other weird, wacky, I'm sorry, I should have introduced this. This is the weird and wacky and what WTF section. In other weird, wacky and what the F, this woman wasn't going to waste Skittles without tasting the rainbow, Eric. There's a report online claiming that a young woman was arrested after she got caught filling up her ex-boyfriend's gas tank with Coke Zero and pre-sucked Skittles. My goodness.
Oh, good God.
Obviously, that brings up a lot of questions. Mainly, how did they know that they were pre-sucked?
That's a good question.
That is a great question. Several sites have picked up on this story. The woman's mugshot is being spread around social media. But there is a little bit of reason, and Eric, I'm surprised you didn't pick up on this immediately. There's a little reason to be dubious about this.
Oh.
I wasn't able to find any kind of name for this woman, no location for where it happened, or any info from a police department. So it probably could be possibly one of those weird, wacky, and why did you even post this story?
Right. But I agree with you, the pre-suckage.
Yeah, the pre-suckage, that's a weird one. I mean, they've got a mugshot that's going around, but they have no info on like where it happened or what this woman's name is. Have you ever sabotaged somebody else's car?
Well, I mean...
Do tell.
Sabotage. Well,
I mean like literal sabotage. Like I have taken shoe polish and written on people's windshields.
yeah,
Or,
no, I
whipped
haven't.
cream on the windows or, whatever. But I've never actually intentionally put nails in somebody's tires.
Right. No, I haven't gone that far. When we were in high school, a group of us went and TP'd this girl's car. You know, and did that
Had
sort of
fun.
thing.
Yeah.
Did that sort of thing. And
Something that washes off through a car
right,
wash.
yeah, it was really easy to take care of, and then we TP'd her house as well, and so is just innocent sort of stuff. Never like
You never put
vicious
sugar
damage.
in a gas
No.
tank. Yeah, me either. Have you ever had it done to you though?
No.
No. Somebody did it to my ex's car when I was out, and I don't know if you remember this. We were at the station, working at the station, and we had Grady Judd in like one of the weeks, and I asked him about it, and he sent somebody out there.
Oh yeah.
And they had like put a cardboard piece of cardboard that was probably about 4 or 5 inches wide by about 10 inches long, right? So like this nice rectangle of cardboard with nails stuck up through it. And they put it underneath the front of her tire so that whenever she drove off, one of the 20 some odd nails that they had put in there was going to go in there. Turns out almost all of them did.
Oh,
It was
wow.
a really good little spike tape, basically. And she ended up having to get a new tire and everything else because it was completely unrepairable. And we never figured out who did it or why, but we assumed it was our neighbor because they didn't like her parking in front of their yard. But it's a public street.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
had a curb. So she was parking in the street on the curb. They just didn't like that she would park there. Well, at the time, if you remember, I had like 3 roommates.
Yeah.
So we had 2 in the driveway and 1 in front of our own house. So then she would park in front of them, and they got pissed off about it. I obviously have no proof of that whatsoever, but that's who we assumed did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do recall that now that you mention it. But
Yeah.
but no, fortunately I've never had anything done to my vehicle.
It's
And-
one of those things that's like, man, you do not mess with another man's vehicle.
Yeah.
It's kind of a written code, right?
Yeah. Oh,
There's
sure.
a line I think that is the line actually from Pulp Fiction where John Travolta says that there's just nothing lower. You do not mess with another man's vehicle. Yeah. yeah.
I was always afraid I'd get caught.
Well, yeah. Other than doing the shoe polish and TP,
Yeah.
I never really did that.
Yeah.
But and I didn't care if I got caught when we did that kind of stuff.
Sure.
That was part of the fun if you got caught.
Right.
Yeah. Messing with somebody else's car like
You
that.
had to
Because usually
it was
that
a-
was to somebody you liked.
Yeah, oh sure.
Yeah. That was to somebody you were friends with, and, hey, we got him, and
Yep.
it says I'm an idiot or I'm a nerd or whatever, and shoe polish. It was no big deal. But
Mary Pickett was who we did it
oh
to.
yeah, was it a crush?
No, not really.
No.
But we all knew her.
Right,
The
you were all
th-
friends.
the 3 guys, we
Yeah.
knew her, and she was kind of like a little sister to us, if you will. And
Yeah.
it was just like, oh, we'll go
I
get
wonder
Mary's
if
house.
that sort of thing still goes on.
I don't hear of anything like that.
I don't hear of it. Well,
Yeah.
I don't hang out with high school kids. I guess. I
Right,
mean, that's a
but-
good. But like, I just doesn't seem like you don't see it.
Right.
Like
yeah.
normally, whenever you would do something like that, they didn't get it off immediately. It's not like they woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, went out there with a razor, and scraped all the shoe polish off their windows. You would see it driving around town, and I don't
Yeah.
ever see anything like that.
Or trees with a whole bunch of toilet paper on it. You never see that.
Yeah, you never see somebody's house TP'd anymore.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's considered vandalism now, and they'll
Probably.
straight up arrest you or fine you or whatever.
Well, there was where is it Auburn that
Yeah.
had the big tree that they would go and teepee after a game,
Oh yeah.
and then the tree had to be cut down because it was damaged in a hurricane,
Oh
and it was like a 200-year-old tree.
yeah.
And I want to say it was Auburn, but I don't know.
Auburndale, you mean?
No, Auburn, the college.
The college. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
the college. But yeah, I think it was there, and it was a tradition. The student body would go and just, I mean, this thing was gorgeous
Yeah.
with all this toilet paper hanging off of it, you know.
Wow.
But yeah, that's all I did when I was in high school. I wasn't the big rebel.
I don't know. I feel like you're hiding something.
No. Now college.
Different thing,
Yeah, different story.
I understand.
Let us go to the food news,
Yes.
if you would like. Francisco
Sure.
Riviera.
I think it's Ravella. I think you had it right the first time.
Ravella is an Italian chemist who created or I'm sorry, who is credited with inventing Nutella. Unfortunately, he passed away on Valentine's Day.
Aw.
97 years old, this guy.
That's not bad, especially if you're eating Nutella every day.
I love Nutella.
Nutella's good. I like it. Hazelnut, right? Hazelnut and chocolate?
Yeah, hazelnut paste. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Spread it on it.
Gimme.
Tillamook is giving away a literal boatload of cheese.
Okie dokie.
Just under 2,000 pounds of it. Most of it will come in the form of coupons, but they'll start you off with 100 pounds of cheese. You can enter the Boatload of Cheese contest at boatloadofcheese.com.
By the way, I looked this up. You have until literally, like, this should post tomorrow, which today's the 19th. You have until the 20th. So if you're listening to this today, the 20th, that's your last chance to win a boatload of cheese.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah.
I hope there's some gorgonzola. I love cheese.
Have you tried Tillamook?
No.
Dude, so good.
Yeah?
Sargento used to be my go-to. Now this is like, we're talking your like pre-packaged cheeses, not going to like the deli.
Yeah.
Like over in the section where they have your Borden and your store, your generic store, and Sargento, Tillamook is the new kind of kid on the block.
Gotcha.
So good. I feel like it's probably the best over there in that
Oh,
section.
wow.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's very, very good cheese.
All right.
I love
I'll have
it.
to get on that then.
And they make ice cream too.
What?
Tillamook ice cream, and it's so creamy. It's almost fluffy. Like they whip it almost.
Wow. They must whip it good.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
There's a Swiss company online that's selling tubes of coffee that you can spread on your morning toast.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
It's even thick enough that you could put it on fruit like a banana.
Coffee paste, like a
Like Nutella.
yeah, like Nutella, but only. Well, now that I think about it, as Nutella, okay. Like I was picturing almost like a ground up, really fine grounds, like coffee.
Oh,
grounds.
right. Okay.
So that immediately was turning me off. But now that I think about it, like Nutella, I can almost see a coffee, like topping on something.
A coffee toothpaste is basically what it is.
I mean, they make coffee liquors now.
Sure.
Yeah. So everything tastes like coffee.
Well, needless to say, the reactions online are mixed.
It depends what the texture would be.
I can't see it on a banana. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man.
Now maybe drizzled on some ice cream. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
could see
could get that. Or onto a piece of cake or something. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
But
Coffee cake. They have coffee
cake.
Yeah. I could do that.
But banana.
Yeah. When I first read this, I was immediately picturing the wrong thing. But the Nutella image and texture, that I could go with.
And finally, eggs are so expensive.
How expensive are they?
That convenience stores are selling Lucy's and because people can't afford the whole carton.
You're kidding me.
In other words, you can come in and just buy a couple of eggs. 3 eggs, a 3-egg bag is $2.99. A full carton is $12.
So they're looking at literally $1 an egg right now in some places?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Makes you regret not getting that chicken coop up, doesn't it?
There's a, what do you call a bunch of chickens together? There's a roost of chickens or whatever you call them.
Okay.
Around the corner from our house in our neighborhood.
Really?
And they're wild. Well, they're as wild as I can imagine they are. I don't know if they belong to somebody, but they're just roaming the streets. They're not in a coop. They're not anywhere. And the mom has got probably about 6 or 8 little chicks following her around. There are 3 adult male roosters in this horde, brood, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
And all these baby chicks. And I am really thinking to myself, I need to go like one of those old Looney Tunes cartoons with a net on the end of a stick. And go swipe me some chickens for free out of the neighborhood and put them in my backyard and get some free eggs.
By the way, the most common collective nouns for a group of chickens are a peep of chickens, a flock of chickens, and a brood of chickens.
Oh, I said brood. I got one right.
You got one.
All right.
I've never heard of a peep of chickens.
I love the peep of chickens.
Sure.
That's great. A peep of chickens.
God
oh my
bless.
God. Check out that peep. Peep that peep over there.
Yeah.
Lay your peepers on that peep of chickens.
Where did peepers come from?
Take a peep.
Yeah,
If
but
you're taking a peep at something, you're using your peepers.
but where did that come from?
I don't know. That's a really good question. What is the origin of the word peep?
Yeah.
Look it up and email us now.
Yes. That's Eric and Mike podcast at gmail.com.
Is it time to move on?
Yeah, we're down to just in case you missed it.
Oh, my gosh. We are wrapping this thing up
Sure.
quickly. All right.
That means you start.
Oh, that means I start.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to give the typical intro here. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah,
It's time for those stories that you may have missed along the way. We call it in case you missed it.
in case you missed it, George Washington's dentures were partially made from hippo tusks.
Oh, wow. Really?
And which is weird because I don't know about you, but I was taught in school that they were made out of wood.
Wooden teeth.
Yeah, they were wooden teeth. I did not know that there was hippo tusks involved. And where are you getting hippo tusks back then? Didn't hippos, they were like in Africa.
Down at the hippo store.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Tom Hanks' brother, here's another random fact. Tom Hanks' brother, Jim Hanks, does the voice of Woody in everything except for the Toy Story movies. So all of the little side cartoons
Really?
and commercials maybe that
Yeah.
feature Woody, that's Jim.
The voice of the doll.
Yeah, the voice of
Wow.
Woody is actually Jim and not Tom.
Jim Hanks.
Yeah, which I think is great. It goes back to that. Remember that joke that Kevin Farley had about being the brother
Right.
of the famous brother? Yeah.
I'm Jim Hanks.
Yeah, he said
thanks.
he actually mentioned Jim. He said, "Yeah, me and Jim Hanks have a lot in common."
like Jim Belushi.
Yeah.
It must be something about the name Jim. You're always
Maybe
the
so,
second.
yeah.
You're the second guy. A school bus driver in Washington State somehow kept his cool after a big piece of metal came through his windshield last Friday. It hit him in the chest, but he never took his eyes off the road. Thankfully, he's okay. A high school basketball team was on board when it happened.
I watched the video on this. I don't know if you had time to do that. It was frightening.
Oh, yeah.
It's an old guy. He's an old fella. He's had to have been in his 70s, probably a retired type job.
Right.
Just something for extra money or whatever. And they're going down what appears to be a highway, and it comes through the window. It's small, no bigger than this bag that I have in my hand, but it comes through and it smashes the window and the glass all in his face, hits him in the chest and bounces over to the side. And he's freaking out because he doesn't know what happened.
Sure.
But he did maintain his cool, kept his hands right there, but he's going, oh God. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what just happened. And then the basketball coaches come over, and kudos to them too for also keeping their cool. They kind of talk him back and say, okay, let's just slow down. We're going to pull over and it ended up being all right. But that is a fear of mine. I don't know about you.
Really?
Yeah. I had it happen to me when I was on the road on I-40 traveling through Little Rock, Arkansas, where a spare tire was on the side of the road, and they had left it on there. You know how you see the road gators?
Sure, right.
This one had the rim still in it.
Ooh.
And it came up end over end and came bouncing towards me. Somebody clipped it, I guess. It came bouncing towards me, and I couldn't go anywhere. I had a semi to my right and another car behind me, so I couldn't swerve. I just had to, steadily but firmly hit the brakes.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't get rear-ended, and it came right through my radiator. Luckily, it bounced up and over the car and didn't come through the windshield.
Ooh,
but can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine? Like, that's like if something comes flying off of a truck or somebody else clips a piece of debris and it comes through the windshield. Eee.
I get startled when it's just a rock.
Yeah, right.
A little pebble
exactly.
come flying at you.
A recent poll asked people what their ideal work week would be. Eric, what is your ideal work week? Like, how many hours are you willing to put in?
Oh, 4 or 5.
Okay. Well, apparently, most people, 4%, I shouldn't say most, 4% of people would want to do just one shift working 40 hours straight.
What?
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Most people said that they just like an extra day off, so 4 10-hour days.
I can see that.
Yeah, I
sure.
could totally see that.
Newsweek has a ranking of the best and worst places to flip houses. New York City, the best.
Really?
Yeah. The worst, Tampa.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Tampa was where I took that house flipping seminar that I paid $2,000 for, and then got a class action lawsuit repayment.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I only got $150 back, but hey, I still got something back.
Gosh.
Yeah, Tampa I could see being. I don't think flipping houses in Florida could be profitable unless you did it a lot and you've been around for a long time.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see here. New research says that the perfect nap time is 1:42 p.m.
Oh.
And the optimum nap length is 51 minutes, meaning that you would wake up around 2:33. I put this in here, Eric, because it felt so familiar to me. Like that was almost exactly my schedule every day when we were doing morning radio.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I know. I can relate.
And I don't know what that's like anymore, and I love it.
I agree.
Ah, man.
I agree. I believe, on a side note, I've been having difficulty sleeping since I got this new job.
Yeah.
And I think that my mind knows that I have to go to work, so my body is going, oh, well, work means 3 a.m.
Right.
Because I'm waking up at 3:30 I used to. And then it's like, nope, gotta go back. You got to go back to sleep.
Wow.
And I've had some difficulty recently trying to go back to sleep. But yeah.
I'm having almost the exact opposite. I've always been a night owl, but I forced myself to go to bed early, especially in the later years of our career on the air. But now that I'm able to, I stay up till about 11:30 or 12, and then I go to bed. I probably lay in my bed and kind of look at the phone or whatever for another half hour or so. Like last night, I was probably asleep. Last time I looked at my phone, it was 12:30. I was probably asleep by 1, and then I slept till 8:30.
Oh, wow.
It was awesome.
Wow.
And I love it. I've never felt. It's been a long time. I shouldn't say I've never felt. It's been a very long time since I've been able to go through my day. Yesterday, I was actually complaining to Jessica that what am I going to do with all this damn energy I have? Like I need almost more things to do, you know? But I got things around the house are getting done.
Wow.
Like I said, I redid my mower and stuff.
Sure.
Like, I mean, I've never had or have not had in a long time this much energy, and I absolutely love it.
Wow. Finally, cops here in the fine state of Florida are looking for a guy who destroyed multiple mailboxes with a riding lawnmower last Friday.
Oh, Uncle Bill, were you here?
He crashed into one so hard it flipped him over the mower.
Wow.
It's not clear if he was doing it on purpose or if he was just drunk.
There we go.
All right. Well, kids, that's going to wrap things up. Don't forget that we've got a live show coming up, and you can always reach out to us and hit us up with an email. That's ericandmikepodcast@gmail.com.
Please do. And check out winterhavenlol.com to get those tickets.
Yes, sir.
To come and see the live taping. We've also got a ton of great shows coming up. If you're listening to this on February 20th, February 21st, and 22nd, we have Rob Little. He was he was the regular player on Best Damn Sports Show, period.
Yes.
And also on Last Call with Carson Daly. Now he's like a regular cruise ship comic. One of the funniest guys that should be famous but isn't.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of those kind of comics.
Yeah.
So you want to come and check that out. But we've got a lot of other great stuff. Go to Winter Haven LOL and check it out. And please follow our Facebook and our Instagram. Just search for Eric and Mike Podcast and check out the reels. Share the reels. Get the word out. Let people know that we are doing this damn thing. And we're going to keep doing it because we're having too much fun with you little bastards.
Yeah. Believe it or not. Yeah.
All right, I guess that's it.
We are done. We are out of here.
We'll see you later. Talk to you next time.
Peace out.
Adios.